Viewers all over the world, lovers of Ezeku TV, I welcome you all in today's session of Philosophy and Life. It's your favorite host, Achombo Gechukwu. Here with us is an Ordinana evangelist. You're welcome to the program, sir.
Well done.
Please introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name's Ogbuefi Eze-Ana Ugochitubelu Rifte, or you can call me Akajugo. I'm an ancient high priest. Thank you.
Before we proceed with today's questions, is there anything else you'd love to say to our viewers?
Yeah, I'm a priest in Ugochitubelu Ordinary Temple and also a priest in Ordinary Restoration Evangelical Mission. You can call me a priest or an evangelist. I'll answer. My mission is to help people live better life. Thank you.
Some traditionalists claim that Igbo spirituality is the only way. What's your take on that?
Yeah, thank you for that question. That claims, I will say, is wrong one. Spirituality is one. Though some people claims that it's only salvation comes only through Igbo spirituality, and I'm here to debunk that. Chukwu Okike pụrụ ime ihe niile is one sees our hearts, and in every religion has atom of truth. Be it a Christian, Muslim, Hindu, Shintoism, and the rest of them. What is important is the love. If you are worshiping the Almighty Father with all sincerity, love. If you are also showing sincere love to your fellow human being, because you will be judged based on your faith and conviction, the creed, your creed. I can tell you that on the last day, that you will see people from all denominations. Yes. So I can tell you that if somebody is practicing Shintoism and the person live an upright life, the person will have salvation. So I'm not part of those people that will tell you is only ordinana. Without ordinana, no. What is important is, do you actually love God? Do you show love to your fellow human being? Do you live life worthy of emulation? That is what you will be judged with. However, it's true that if you are an Igbo man, following the path of your ancestors has an advantage. Because if you go to Jeremiah 16 verse 6, we say, if you become confused, you don't know which way to follow, ask for that old road that your ancestors followed. That is the only advantage. However, people can have salvation from every religion on earth. Thank you.
What is Uke?
Thank you. The word uke is misfortune. Those challenges that befell us when we go wrong. Is either we attracted it upon ourselves via karma, or is an uke that came to us in order to discipline us. Example, if you are traveling and out of your own ignorance, he refuses to put your car in order. In Nigeria, we have Federal Road Safety Commission. Their work is to ensure that every road user apply the road according to the rules, that your car must be in order. You must fasten your seatbelt and have the fire extinguishers and rest of them. Now, when they stop you and find out that you are applying the road without the adequate things you need in order to have a safe trip, they have the right to discipline you. By that time they stop you, park you, or even ask you to go and pay money, he discipline you. And they become okay because that thing will cause you delay in your journey. So that's disturbances you got from that not doing the right thing become okay. So spiritually, we have the angels of Chukwu Okike that ensure that discipline us whenever we go wrong. Thank you.
Is sleeping with another man's wife an abomination?
Thank you for that question. The truth of the matter is even in the Ten Commandments. You should not lust after another person's wife. And there won't be good morning is the senior brother to how are you. Because once you tell somebody good morning, the person will say, how are you? So going after somebody's wife must start from lusting after the woman. So I can tell you, as somebody that understand how things work and somebody see from the lineage of Ndena Wal, I will tell you without missing words that when you go to the extent of sleeping with somebody's wife, you have committed alo. I understand that name social media name when that you can even sleep with your in-law that came to your house for Mugo. Is an alo. Because what it means is that you don't even have respect for the man he married his daughter. You don't even have respect because your mother-in-law is like your mother to you. It means that you are shameless. Now you have started living like animal, like a goat. So I can tell you, sleeping with somebody's wife attracts severe consequence. Let me give an example. In the Bible, it had about David and Uriah's wife. And once you commit that abominable act, you would like to cover it. When David committed that abominable act, in order to cover it, he instructed the man to go home and sleep with his wife, and the man refuses. And since the man had been away from home for longer months, there is nobody to say is responsible for the pregnancy. Now, David planned and murdered the man. So, when you sleep with somebody's wife, I can tell you that if you have God, you will shoot the man. For you to sleep with, you know that this woman is married. I can tell you that you hate the husband. Because you must have castigated her husband before her. You must have painted her husband bad. There must be something you told the woman that makes that woman to open her legs. And their primary intention is to defile the woman. So I can tell you that Chukwuoke punished David severely and asked David, did you ask me for permission to get more wives and I refused? What happened to widows? What happened to young ladies? It's only that wife that I will moke Bengala. If you sleep with somebody's wife, you have humiliated that man to the highest. So it's an alo. Take it from me. Anybody that is telling you that you are free to sleep with your mother-in-law that came from Mugo in your house and everything, that person doesn't know what he's saying. You know, nowadays people like to simplify anything in order to give room for their promiscuous lifestyle. It's an alo. Thank you.
What is Nso and what is Aro?
Thank you for that question. Nso and the alo. The difference is this. Alo is those acts that the elders of the community came with one voice and proclaimed them alo and said, let me tell you, because some people don't even understand. Do you know that in Igbo tradition, if you go and steal somebody's sheep, it's an abomination, do you know? Do you know that if you go to somebody's farm where the person planted the yam and they begin to harvest the yam without the person, because all he had committed an alo? Do you know that when you sleep as a father, you make carnal knowledge with your daughter, committed the alo? You know why? You are supposed to be a father to your child. You have the responsibility to take care of. And now the child that we are given the responsibility to take care of will now turn around to be sleeping with that child. It's a great betrayal and irresponsibility to the highest order. It's an alo. So there are so many things that once you do that, and those alo is the whole elders came and make proclamation that anybody that committed this type of thing committed an alo, they hit their staff. That's why what is alo in my own town, na Igbo, might not be alo in Hausa land. Example, when I was in Hausa land, I was told that in their culture it's permitted for somebody to marry distant cousin. Yes, in their culture it's permitted. And I had similar thing with Chinese people. So, but in Igbo land, anybody that is one name, anybody that has the same bloodline with you, mother or father side, is considered alo. You dare not sleep with the person or even marry the person. So alo is those things that the elders came together and stipulate those things and said this is alo. Then also could be what the rules you set for yourself. That is enwere when sawo. Yes, like me personally, nsochi, I don't take alcohol. Yes, and those things that once you eat them become problem to you is the ansochi. And for you to live a fulfilled life, you avoid those things for your own health. Those things those rules you set for yourself for your own spiritual upliftment is the answer. Sometimes some people can even set the son. Example, remember Catholics, last Good Friday, they said they abstain from eating meat. Of what guys say na fasting during the Lent. That is also because he's self-made. He's self-made. So, but alo is the one that the community established. But also can be those things you put like me. I cannot eat from a pot of a woman that is under her menstruation. Is an also. I cannot even go outside and eat outside home unless if I travel. But moving from my house to a nearby bar to eat, no, I can't. It's my unso, not for general public. And there are some people that they are unso, they don't eat apple cassava. So all those things are personal. So alo is something that you must face the ajani. You go for cleansing because the elders of the land has prescribed them as abomination. Thank you.
Do you support Igbo Osago?
Yes, thank you for that question. Let's understand what Igbo Osago is all about. Igbo Osago is you going for mentorship. Example, you are called one. You have been told that you are called either via prophecy, via direct messaging, or through alpha or whatever. You are called one, and actually you want to practice it. Now, the right thing to do is only professionals that succeed in this spiritual work. Example, let me give you an example. You know that Reverend Fathers, Anglican priests, and priests are trained. They are clergymen trained. Do you see how they comport themselves? Because they are well trained. And even some pastors that went to pastor school, there is the way the composure, the utterances. There are some certain things that they are not supposed because you are a role model as a priest. But do you see those people that are called what, but they are not trained? Maybe local pastors that are under one shop. The way the utterances, the way they behave, you know that they don't know the do's and don'ts. Because I remember when I was going for the priesthood training, There is some certain training, the way you talk. Remember, let me give you an example. There's one man, I don't want to mention his name. He said he was a Christian and turned to Eze-Ana. He went and brought his Bible and said them are praise. For me, it's rascality to the highest order. Is it necessary? I still have my Bibles because sometimes I do read it for a lecture. Now, if you must burn it for reason best known to you, must you do it in the public to chase clouds? So you cannot see a priest, a well-trained priest, to do such in the public, because during our training, there are some certain forbidden acts. But those people that are not trained, rascality in everything they do. So what I'm telling in this sense is that during the time of our fathers, they did it was our example. My grandfather was a traditionalist and a title man. My own father was the man who groomed to replace him. But my father didn't take it up when my grandfather passed on. Now, since my father did not take up the mantle of leadership, he didn't train me. But had he took up the mantle of leadership, I will learn from him. That time, my father is calling you, Chiji, go and bring in zoo, go and bring a fowl, go and bring this in, go and bring this herb, go and bring this leaf. He's mentoring you. That is your boss out. So, but some families, maybe because of Christianity, they cut that mentorship process. Now, if you are called one, what you have to do is to go to another person, a senior person, for mentorship. That is your boss out. Some people on Facebook, why you are seeing some spiritualists doing anyhow, teaching anyhow? Because they are not well trained. So before you know it, you will be following somebody on Facebook. Before you know it, he says, have already learned, have started the way it's a work. So that is the problem. Do you see in the book of Samuel, when Anna, when the mother of Samuel, when he gave birth to Samuel, at a certain age, he took Samuel to the holy place to be mentored by senior priest Eli. So it's not today Eze-Ana started. No, it has been from time immemorial. Eze-Ana is a state where a senior priest will be able to guide you step by step in order for you to become perfect, become professionals. Why you see those things that are happening on social media, you see one reason why I tackle this one, you see this one, tackle this one, is because of improper training. You will see some of them, if you see them, they will set their altar, they will be shaking yash. You will be asking, why one of called one is this person? Some of them are not proper trained. Some of them are retired, the people that are, I don't know what to call them. So they are not properly trained, because I can beat my chest and tell you, since I became a priest in the temple, I have trained more than 15 people. And I can tell you, you can never see anybody that's misbehaved on social media and that person is linked with me. No. Because during the mentorship, I will tell you what is forbidden, what is not expected of you. So for me, I'm an advocate of Eze-Ana, because those things they are showing on social media, you see some people doing spiritual work on social media, it's just chasing clout. It will not tell you the real secret and what you must do. Yes, it's only when you come the person closer, he will be able to tell you the nitty-gritty of the whole work. Thank you.
Is Igbo spirituality different from making charms?
Thank you for that question. Igbo spirituality is a spiritual movement that has nothing to do with charm making. Charm making in Igbo spirituality, whenever they said native doctor, people's mind goes to charm somebody that is making charm. No. Charm makers are called witch doctors. When we are small, they used to tell us story about witch doctors that they will live in Agonasa and Banasa. Even if when they are acting movie, they will say, you want to go to one witch doctor, you will cross river, you will pass forest. They don't live closer to people's house because of that negative okite and negative Igbo and charms. Because a real okite, you can't sleep with your okite. Those things you are calling okay on social media is scam. Are you telling me? So what I'm telling you is that the real witch doctors live far away from home because you can't even keep those dangerous spots, dangerous chaps because they breathe. Can't keep them closer to the home. So what we used to have those back then is herbalists. Yes. Then or dibịa afa or dibịa na-ana nwa na-enye ọgwụ ndị na-achọ nwa, diviners. So what I can tell you is that Igbo spirituality is a spiritual movement, that a way of worshiping Chukwu Okepụrụ ime ihe niile that has nothing to do with making charms. Igbo spirituality is all about ịchụ aja. Asị gị jee chụọ aja na ochie dibịa chụọ aja ọ dịka o were enye ndị mmụọ n'aka, meaning an experienced dibia perform rituals. It will look as if he handed it over to the spirits. So he did not say when old dibia perform charms. No, because charms is not what we are known for. So charms is born out of people looking for shortcuts. Yes. So I can tell you that Igbo spirituality is on its own. People that make charms is a different dimension. I can tell you, I'm a spiritualist, I'm a priest, I don't do charm. But I'm only interested in making sacrifices, because that is the core base of humans for Igbo spirituality. Thank you.
What does Igbo spirituality say about polygamy?
Yeah, thank you for that question. Polygamy is part of our way of life, our culture and tradition. Because from creation, those great men, even mentioned in the Bible, married more than one. There is a reason for that. Those ones that lived very long life and well known, like David, Solomon, mention all of them, then they married more than one. There is a reason for that. The reason is that during the time, there are so many benefits. During the time of our fathers, because of that marrying more than one wife, there are some certain acts that is happening in our present day Nigeria that wasn't there then. Example, Ashawo work runs girls is not invoked that time. You know why? There is no remainder. But I can tell you, Ashawo and Ross girls is born out of one man, one wife. But the truth remains that once they take one man, one wife, they must have remainders. Those remainders will go and open beer parlor, open joints, open runs business, because they must look for a man. And therefore they will be disturbing even those married men. But those time, I'm telling you, those yesteryears, no remainder. My mother will tell you that when she turned 14, suitors have already started coming. But she was from a wealthy family. Her father insisted that she must reach up to 18. So I can tell you that we don't have singularity. Even if you marry and for any reason you come back, another person will marry you because we have shortage of women that time. Wealthy men marry 2 or 3 or 4, marry up to 7. But nowadays they say one. I can tell you that no man, very difficult to see, a man that had married for 30 years that can swear that since he married that 30 years that he have not seen another woman. So we are just deceiving ourselves. I can tell you that 95% of married men now that marries only one wife has side chick. So who is deceiving who? What is polygamy? Polygamy is a Greek word where when somebody have poly is woman, gamy is sex in Greek word, meaning when you have sex with more than one wife, when you have sex with more than one woman, is polygamy. Mono is one, and gamy is sex. So when monogamy is when you have sex with only one woman. So if you I have one woman as your wife at home, but they have other says side chick. You are into polygamy, polygamy. You are just deceiving yourself. You understand? So that's what I can tell you. So naturally, that is how we are. But Christianity come that force that monogamy on us. Yet our people are not living by that. They are just been deceiving themselves. So what I'm telling you that Igbo spirituality made it possible because if you check the gain and loss, see that the gain then when we practice polygamy is more than what we have here. Because I can tell you this issue of those girls and everything, because you can't cheat nature. Those girls that cannot find husband must have a way of either disturbing single guys or disturbing married men. Then who is deceiving who? So our tradition is very plain on that. Thank you. So for me, I support that.
What's your take on Ikuchinwanyị?
Thank you. Ekuchiwanya has been an ancient tradition, even from the Bible. What it entails is this: when a woman is married into a family, and for any reason she lost her husband, tradition demands that a relative, a brother to that her late husband, that is an act performed in the open. One thing I love about Igbo spirituality is that it does not support promiscuous lifestyle. Everything is done verbatim. So what you have to do, the woman, there's rituals they will perform. The woman will give a hand to the husband brother. Relatives will be there, and that ritual will perform. That from today going forward, that the brother's wife, late brother's wife, is now his wife. The reason why we are doing it is one. Olden days, we are more careful about the lineage, bloodline. That is why when that time, once you want to get married, you say, "Nah, you con. I came to your house. I saw a flower in your house. I want to be a zelabo." Do you know what zelabo means? That is that there is family lineage that is called aboma, the lineage of beauty. There is family lineage of omomo, plenty children. There's lineage of longevity, long life, and so on and so on. So what it came to tap that what that family is known for. So now you avoid the family that is into the sale, armed robbers, and those family that making negative charms. Then happen. So when you see a good abo, not now that we are going to Oluoyibo, you see a lady in Abuja got married without tracing her root, knowing that it is a family that have akantoto, they sell whatever they see. So if it's a good family and this lady was married into this our noble family, when her late husband is no more, you will not allow her to be wandering on the street because she can get pregnant by a criminal and therefore bring bloodline of a chief in the family. So in order to maintain what that family is known for, now it means that a relative, so to maintain that bloodline so that another strange character or strange blood will not come born into the family. See the reason. So and again, they believe in olden days that it's not good that a woman is not capable of raising children alone. It's not nowadays they say single mothers. I can tell you one Igbo adage says, "Na nwa nwaanyị zụrụ na-ata akwa." Our elders, our tradition frown at a single mother raising child. That nowadays you see a single mother raising child in the beer parlor. Once you raise a boy, you become a chief, a future chief. Once you raise a girl, you become another akuna. Because when the other admirers will be not touching the madam, the daughter was from the curtain and be peeping. So that girl will be useless. So during those days, they believed that a woman cannot raise children properly. So that man in the Arabia could share is like a father of the house. Sometimes from his house, he carry his walking stick, go to enter. Children, this compound is not West. Chibigo, what are you doing? This one, what are you doing? Everybody, every child will be shivering. You understand? It will help. And when those two children disobey their mother, he will tell them that Nana in Abia. He discipline everybody. So he makes those children not to lack the father figure in their character. You not use a child that lack father figure, doesn't have fear. I remember those days whenever I wrong my mother, I would say, I will tell your father, I will kneel down and say, please, I will not do it again. So the father figure is very important in the family. But if you see children raised by single mothers, oh, you will know the difference. So what I'm telling you that our forefathers have wisdom. Why they said Ikutunwa is that two reasons. One, to help the woman raise the children. Two, to ensure that there is no useless bloodline that will enter the family via the woman. Thank you.
What could be responsible for too many divorce in marriages nowadays?
Thank you. A lot of factors contributed to this negative menace. One, social media influence. I can tell you that social media contributed 50% of on why marriages crash nowadays. Negative influence. Two, we used to get married nowadays without tracing the bloodline. Again, yesteryear's women listened to their mom and their father. The parents will say, in this family, if you are getting married, you are not coming back. Whatever you see your husband's house, endure. Respect your husband and everything. They will keep whenever there's any problem, she will run to her parents. They will say, Dibundidi. But nowadays, a lady will be having misunderstanding with her husband. Instead of going to her parents for advice, she is seeking advice from social media, Facebook people. Some of those single mothers, those big aunties that have divorced their marriage, will come to her social media and say, who married her? To her with their husband, or to her with their man. And they will be misleading others. Because what throw them out of their marriage is bad character. They will say, what in man, what in man? Throw man away, he born a child, he will raise a child. Who tell you? Don't know that that child you are raising out of wedlock is another criminal and another show you are raising. The chances of those children raised by single mothers to behave well are slimmer to compare those ones raised under the unity of father and mother. So I can tell you that social influence contributed. Two, children, women, Christianity, and their ideology contributed. By the time you are telling woman and that she is equal with the man, that is another problem. During the time of our fathers, if they are not challenge their husband, I have seen some women that will challenge their husband and hit their hand on the table that we will see. And nowadays some women make money more than the man. So some of them try to cut short, unlike how it was in the old days. So olden days, and let me tell you one thing about man. Anytime you try to challenge a man authority, you turn the man off. Men doesn't have mind. Even if you offend your husband and he became angry, once you need that, my husband, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Believe in me, every man will forgive. But that time the man is angry. The man is talking and you are talking back at him. That time the man took his car key and went outside. You don't know where he's ended. Maybe in a beer parlor, smoking. Yeah, give me pepper soup. I don't know, give me this. Notice that the man is very angry. And that will seize that opportunity to say, okay, me, who offended you? Say, Mumemeka. Don't worry. Some women don't know what they have. You use that opportunity to Kolobi or okay, Meka. So I can tell you that 50% of men that began to cheat after marriage is caused by their wives. Whenever you notice that your husband is angry, that's why you're a woman. A woman is meant to have romantic nature. Use that emotion, use that romantic nature of a woman and be humble. No man would like to see your tears. Once you do it at the right time, not be when everything don't spoil, the man don't go outside, go chop another woman. And who those women outside, they are very dangerous. You know why? They know that Mama Emeka don't normally have full time for their husband. You know one thing, once a woman begin to give birth to children, their attention is divided to their children. So what is offering to the man is less. So Ada na-egbu azụ that has joints is experienced solution. So he gets sense. So once you come, you know that the man is lacking attention. You give the man front and back. And once he's giving the thing, you vibrate the man, knowing fully well that he want to defeat Mama Emeka at home. Understand? But Mama Emeka will say, and my back and that ego. That is just to fulfill all righteousness. But that was that single lady there. Hey, he will give you all the acrobatic. Because our intention is to Kolobi Oga Emeka. You see the problem? So you can see that most problem lies from the woman. So whenever marriage crash, I blame women 70%. Thank you.
What is your advice of people jumping from one spiritualist to another?
Thank you for that question. People jumping from one spiritualist to another is actually hurting themselves. Let me paint a picture. If you have a family doctor, your family have a family doctor, and I will tell you that there is so much benefit. One example, if you are ulcer patients and your doctor knows fully well about your health history now, and you are beginning to have this problem, you now walk into the doctor and say, doctor, I don't know, I can't sleep last night, this and that, this and the doctor will know that this symptom is aggravated ulcer. And that's okay. Write medicine, go and take this one from the pharmacy and go. If it doesn't stop 3 days, come back. And you go home and take that medicine and you're okay. You know why? Because the doctor has their medical history. But if you go to a new doctor that doesn't have your medical history, one, he will send you to another lab. You do this, you do that. You understand? And even if he doesn't send you to another lab, he might be thinking, maybe this man is hypertensive. Or he will be gauging other illness that have similar reaction. And by so doing, he might be treating you what is not the main problem. Because maybe some doctor would like to gauge for the first time, then they'll ask you after 2 days, 3 days, if it did not work, you come back so that we run test. So, and by so doing, you are spending more. But if you have one medical doctor that take care of the family, you have the family history. You understand? You have, and you spend less. Whatever you want to charge you, you consider the fact that you have been your family doctor all this while. And sometimes, I remember my family doctor, when we went there the other time, after treating us, asked us to go. Understand? If I can send the money later. That's what happened. But if it's a new doctor that he doesn't know everything, he must pay the last kobo before you leave the hospital. I can mention so many benefits of having, but the problem is that if you have one medical doctor, family doctor, you have your history, you can know that the thing you are complaining now is a second degree of what you have been suffering. Everything will be cheaper. Then the problem and solution to your problem will not far-fetched. But when you are jumping from another, once you jump to another spiritualist, he will start another affair. You understand? Because there is some certain things that are happening to you that might be cause reaction to 2 or 3 different things. You might be thinking maybe this, maybe that. But if the other person that's working for you, he knows where he stopped and knows what is the remaining ones. So I will advise you, and again, it will make you sometimes to carry glory of their first dibia to the second one. Example, their blessings, their favor has been approved. That your favor will begin to manifest in the first May. We are in April now. And you didn't wait. And you moved to another dibia, specialist, by the month end. 1 week. That goodies that have been approved, that it will manifest from 1st of May. Now, if you move to another doctor at the end of April, you might give credit to that particular new person, without knowing that he's not even the person that solved the problem. Example, if you go to hospital, they give you medicine. After treatment, if you still have complaint, doctor will ask you to wait that the medicine is still working on your body, even a day or 2 days after you must have finished your medicine. So what I'm telling you is that I remember what happened. That this particular person that we did work for in the temple, I have been working with one particular person. So at a stage later, he changed to me working for him. So when he now, I'm working for him, at the stage when good thing now locate him, he became confused who actually worked for that. Yes, who actually attracted that favor. And when he went to the older person to give testimonies, after once you keep giving testimony to that person, once everything begin to crumble, she now find out that that person he was giving testimony to was not even the person that attracted that favor. And he later went back when he have lost so many things. So what I can tell you is advisable for you to pray, call Yachi to direct you to the right person. And once you direct you to the right person, be patient enough. Some of us are always in a hurry. Spiritual work is not magic, unless if it's for people that is doing charm. But spiritual work, the person is not God. What the person is actually doing is to help you to intercede before the throne of mercy for you to be favored. Thank you.
In Igbo spirituality, what advice do you have for spiritualists that are based on prosperity teachings instead of truths, morals, and a wake up call for Ndi Igbo to come back to their roots?
Yeah, thank you for that question. The truth of the matter is that we are in end time. Yes. And a lot of things are happening. And anything that has original has fake. And I can tell you because of so many things that is happening among the clergies, among the cold ones, among the pastors, among the spiritualists, among even the DBS and the next one. I can tell you that we are living in a world where people want to deceive each other in order to make it in life. And because of that, we make ourselves vulnerable. Even among the pastors, some of them are into RNG. I can tell you. But the thing is that some people lack knowledge. It's very simple to identify a fake person if you only are intelligent and use your sense. Example, if somebody, some of these pastors will go to Delta State and arrange those professionals and miracle doings, how can somebody will tell you that he has been crippled? Yes, from birth and using crutches, and or maybe he's going like down group, and after the prayers we say, Pastor, there is one man here has been crippled all his life. Now after the prayers, now he can walk. Praise God. And you see the person walking perfectly. Is an Argentina. Don't you know that if to walk, you must learn it? Yes, you walk. So those things are arranged. There are some people that have this skill. They can walk like that group, but actually they can walk normal. I have seen some of those people. Now you see somebody that have not been talking. I say, Pastor, there is one man here. I came from Mugeri. That man has not to talk. He's deaf and dumb. Pastor, after prayer, that this one now is okay. Now he can talk. He can. Say, Pastor, bring the person to the altar. Bring to the person. They will be shouting. Now the person will come. The pastor will say, can you see me now? Pastor, can you talk? And I say, yes. Okay. Call Papa. I say, Papa. Call Mama. Call Mama. Call Oga. Is not easy. If you have not talked, you will learn how to talk. Who taught you ma? Ma. And don't you know that you must learn it? You will see somebody that will say, Papa, that this one that came from nowhere is blind. But that he can see. He can see. Papa said, oh God, come bring him to the altar. You now come. Say, what am I putting on? He said, blue. What am I putting on? He pray white. How come somebody that have not seen in life knows what is blue and what is white? All this is arranging. But you are being manipulated. So you believe that all this about some of this is arranging. Don't you know that sometimes they have some people that will come for rehearsal? There are some people that scout for those testimonies, people that will give testimony. You remember those ones that have been going to many churches to give testimonies for material gains? I can tell you that all these are fake. Some of them can even arrange people that, even some spiritualists can arrange that somebody brought a car. Oga, now that Dibia, now that spiritualist use his money to go and buy a car. And because of social media, they say, they don't bring another car. He will now show you one about somebody that is tattered, that is the one that bought a car. Understand? Those things are scam. Some will say, show you a cow, but you don't arrange with the Hausa people. They keep cow. You use and do video saying that all these cow, we slaughter them. Understand? Once you cut camera, you give Hausa man 20,000 for all the cow. They carry their cow go. For you to be thinking that it's more easy bringing cow all the time. All this is arranged. So we'll be making arranging of people bringing cars for blessings. All this is arranged. It's not necessary now. But some people allow themselves to be deceived because of what they are seeing on social media. Those things can be arranging something. A genuine person does not need to manipulate your conscience. And I can tell you that there are some things spiritualists I know. Some of them are not even on social media. Some of them that are even on social media, they are not ready to convince you with miracle or arranged. Yes. So, but if you see those people that will be telling you that he will come, that he has more that will give you ego, and while you are looking at his compound, you are seeing old fence that was erected in the last 20 years. You say Thatcher, one useless old house, and we tell you that he want to make you rich. If the person knows how to make you rich, he will be rich himself. But because of he don't tell you that, look at the background of the video, the compound where he be like somebody will get money. Can somebody give you what he doesn't have? And you foolishly believe him. He will now be bringing money, he will be charging you 500 and 1 million, he will bring in. He now use all your mumu money to become rich. So if somebody tell you, say he want to make you rich, you look around, look his relative, his environment, whether he is even rich himself. But some of you know they think. They are just looking at what he's talk with a mouth. So I can tell you, RNG is everywhere, and it's too bad. Yes, when somebody will use the name of God to be claiming that more sent, but more did not sent. Thank you.
What's your take on Anambra State security laws? Viewers all over the world, we've come to the end of today's session of Philosophy and Life. If you have any questions based on today's teachings, kindly drop it on the comment section. For more inquiries on AFA, that's deep consultation, you can DM Ogbuefi Eze-Ana on his WhatsApp number showing on your screen. Ogbuefi, it's nice having you today.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you once again.
Before we go, is there any advice you have for our viewers?
Viewers all over the world, keep following us, keep supporting our administrations,
Okay.
and make sure you try your best to live according to the rules. Work hard. I can tell you, hard work pays. As you are following us, keep sharing our message. As you are doing this, may bless you abundantly. Thank you.